Lacklustre performance from Super Eagles of Nigeria against Portugal in that game. An international friendly game, but it ended up in a way that Nigerians were not expecting it. 4-0 it ended. Well, welcome you on the show, 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Well, we look at all the activities in the world of sport, even though World Cup is really edging closer. And now we just can't wait on Sunday. It will be happening live over there in Qatar, where Qatar and Ecuador will lock horns for the first game in their particular competition. Well, let's start with the first story. Portugal Thrash Lacklustre Super Eagles 4-0. In fact, it was a disastrous game because a lot of Nigerians were expecting Eagles to rise up to the occasion, but they never did. And you saw our players arguing to who will play a penalty or thereabout. Well, from there, let's look at our guest in the studio. Olale Peter is here. Good to have you.
Good morning, Adeni. It's my pleasure to be here.
Good one. Well, I'm sure that smile is...
yeah,
I suspect that smile.
It's a pleasure to be here, irrespective of what happened.
What happened?
Yesterday.
Okay.
We are getting used to it, but I think it's not a good thing to be used to something that is bad. The performance yesterday, it's very woeful, sincerely. And the loss yesterday happens to be the biggest we've experienced or encountered since 1997, when we played a friendly match with Netherlands, when they trashed us 5-1. After that, we have been struggling, and yesterday's match happens to be, I think, the 11th friendlies that we are still going to lose. You see, losing a match, to me, it's not a problem. But the pattern and the ways that you lost the match is what really matters. If you look at our players yesterday, honestly, let me say 90% of them, they don't deserve to wear that white-green jersey again, ever and ever. They can't be doing as if they are doing us a favor. Yeah, we're not going to the World Cup. But at least they should give us something to be happy about, something to make us forget about the pains that we went through during the qualifying stages, that we are not going to the World Cup. But that is not the case here. What we saw yesterday, it's like they forced them to play. Then the coach also.
Pizarro.
I've said it before, it's like we have this problem in this country that the predecessor is always better than the successor. That's the truth, because if you look at how can you be playing a Portuguese team that have the likes of Joe Felix, you have the likes of Bernardo Silva, you have the likes of Bruno in their midfield, and you are playing the same 4-3-3 formation with them. Are we mates? We are not mates. They are better than us. So we have to overpower our own midfield by making sure that we play something more like 3-5-2 or 4-4-2, to have one player extra that can really dictate the pace to make up for those people that are. So that is the problem we have. So we don't have a coach, we don't have a team, we don't have players, we don't even have anything. I don't even know the reason why they cannot even disband these so-called Super Eagles. Sincerely, it's very painful watching them, and you can see the gross indiscipline in the team yesterday. Now, a penalty.
And they were arguing who's going to play.
The coach was giving instruction, drop the ball. The captain went to Dennis, drop the ball.
He refused.
He refused. And you still allow that same player to remain on the pitch. Immediately you lose the penalty, you bring him out. You send a message immediately, not only to him, to other people. No, immediately he loses that penalty. Forget about he wants to bring down his morale or whatever. What he did, because before a match, a coach will have your own penalty takers. You'll have your own free kick takers, corner kick takers, or whatever. So everything has been done before the match. So for you now to do what you did, you recall also that we have a situation like that in Chelsea. Keeper Izabalaga, that they wanted to substitute. He refused to come out. After that match, what happened? He was in the bench for almost a season.
Just to at least he was taught a lesson.
That is how you discipline. So we don't have discipline, nothing. And this will happen. You know why we have a situation like this? It is common in this country. When we're supposed to look for merit, we'll be looking for favoritism, we'll be looking for tribalism. It is about my people, whom you know. That is not the issue. If you had won yesterday's match, it's not about favoritism, it's not about tribalism, it's not about corruption. Because these are the reason why we're in the situation that we find ourselves. Most of the players they fielded yesterday, they fielded them because their agents have done one or two things to either the coach or to the NFF, field them, play them, let them see my boys. Because you can't tell me from the population of over 200 million that those people that played yesterday, as if they are pregnant, they are the best that can represent Nigeria. It's totally uncalled for.
Well, but really, if actually look at that particular match, I still don't understand why it's difficult to do the right thing in this country. Really, yes, just like you have said, agents, maybe NFF or thereabout, but aside the fact that that game, when it was 2-0, something should have been done so that it won't go beyond 2-0. Well, this is very embarrassing for us to actually look at that wide margin, 1, 2, 3, 4 against Portugal. They are the ones going to the World Cup. They are supposed to be the ones to be very careful so that they won't get injured. We are not going to the World Cup. Instead of us to play our game, at least make Nigerians feel okay for not going to the World Cup, qualifying for the World Cup.
Let me give you this. Let me give you this. Let me make you happy. We can only do that if you have a coach. If you have a coach that knows what he's doing. Our first shot on target came at 31st minute yesterday. And you sat down there doing nothing. Even as bad as you thought Eguavon is, he wouldn't have done that. That's the truth. You sat down there, 31st minute, that was when we had our first shot on target. And
when Dennis did not release the ball and he played the penalty and he missed, you also have removed him instantly just to show that, yes.
That is what we call discipline.
You don't disobey me like that.
The problem we have is multi-dynamic. Honestly, when it comes about the selection, if it comes about the recruitment of the coaches, if you talk about the discipline in the camp, we have a lot to do. And yesterday, after the match, I was so happy, even though I was angry that, thank God, we're not going to the World Cup. Because are you telling me that these are the set of people that will still go, because they can't do anything better than what they did yesterday? I
was telling Ibrahim yesterday that I'm actually very happy for Ghana qualifying. Why? If we are qualified, believe you me, one, the Eagles will have been more flamboyant than this because of the fact that we are going to the World Cup.
Yes.
That will have gotten into the eye. We are not going to the World Cup. Look at how they play.
How they play.
So if we are going to the World Cup, the fact that most of them will be like, we are going there, the flamboyancy will be too much. Let me use the word effigy as we call it.
And the corruption also will be too high.
Yes.
That's the truth. So that's why I said after the match yesterday, I was happy, though I was angry that we are not going to the World Cup to disgrace ourselves. Yesterday was the first time Nigeria would concede 4 goals without scoring.
The friendly.
And not only in friendly. The last was in France 98 when we played against Denmark. It was 4-1.
At least we're able to pull one back.
Then also in 1962, Nigeria and Ghana World Cup qualifiers. It was 4-1. In 1997, Nigeria and Netherlands friendly match 5-1. The first time we'll be conceding 4 unreplied goals. It's totally embarrassing.
But my worry now is that people are calling for the disbandment of the team. If they disband the team, they will still bring back another Super Eagles. Most of these players will still find their way into that squad. That's my worry. So let's just let them remain the way they are. If you want to play any other game, let's just pick the best.
Okay, if we want to do it right, if you want to get it right, if you don't want to have a situation whereby, okay, if I'm the coach and I'm from the south-south, or I'm from the southeast, or I'm from the north-central, I want to see my people playing in the team. I think this is the high time we disband this team. You cannot tell me that from the population, we have, if you don't have the resources to achieve a certain goal, it's a different thing. But when you have the resources, but you are now allowing the corruption, the sentiment to override merit, you will always find yourself in the situation we find ourselves. The people that played yesterday, they did not represent Nigeria. They are not the best we have in this country. In fact, that match yesterday would have been an opportunity for the coach to have used home or blend of home base and foreign base for them to showcase people that are hungry, people that really want to showcase their talent. What's stopping from coming to this coming to our domestic league and pick good, solid 10 or 15 players, blend them with the foreign base player that have never played for Nigeria before, that they'll be having their first cut
They'll
off.
be hungry for honors.
Just like this Portugal player that scored the last goal yesterday. That was the first goal.
For Portugal.
For Portugal. So he was so excited, he was so happy. We have a lot of people in this country that they are ready to break that same record. But we are not allowing it to happen. That NFF, I've said it before, NFF. NFF.
Okay, even though it's very painful when you look at how Eagles lost very abysmal against Portugal yesterday, very embarrassing. In fact, you can get all the English in the whole world to qualify that particular lackluster performance against Portugal Selecao. But right now, something must be done. Super Eagles are becoming so complacent and so relaxed. They don't even care, really. It shows that the time we play against Ghana, really, they did not deserve to win. And I still remain, I will always say it, that Eagles were not ready. If you had qualified, it would have been an embarrassing moment at the World Cup. Maybe we're just being saved for being totally disgraced at the Mundial over there in Qatar. Well, right now, we just have to look at the fact that Super Eagles really, they don't care about Nigerians much. If they really care, they ought to use that particular game, even though friendly, to redeem their image. Well, from there, let's come home and talk about Nigerian National League, NLL, that's over there ongoing in Bayelsa State in Yenagoa precisely. Let's look at the result of games that have been played so far. Day 1, Day 2. On Day 1, Bayelsa United against Doma United ended 0-0. While Day 2, that was yesterday, El Kanemi 2-0 against Doma United. And you have Bayelsa United, they lost against Bende Insurance in that particular game. Well, those are the results so far, although El Kanemi will be playing their own game also today to make it 2-2 games. Now, let's look at the table, the way it's standing right now in the Nigerian National League, taking place, the Super 4, taking place in Bayelsa State. El Kanemi are leading the pack with 3 points after playing. You have Bayelsa, United there. They actually have one point. Doma 1 point. You have Bende Insurance 3 points. In that pecking order, although it's still open, let's see what's going to be happening concerning how this will be ending in the Nigerian National League.
Okay, I think it's between El Kaneme Warriors and Bende Insurance. That's the truth. And they've played only one match, and then they had 33 points. While we have Bayelsa United and Doma United, they've played 2 matches, and they have
they share the spoil there.
Yes, they only have one point. So the next game, that's El Kaneme or Bende Insurance, if they could try to win the match, they are home and dry. What they need to focus on is their next match. The next match will determine if they're going to be the champion or not. So if I were them, I would play the next match as if it is my last game.
Good one there. Nigerian National League, the second tier of our league, ongoing over there at the Samson Siasia Stadium in Yenagoa in Bayelsa State. 4 teams are fighting for honor: Doma United, Bayelsa United, not forgetting El Kanemi Warriors and Bende Insurance. Now, we talk about the World Cup. Let's look at the man who will have at least dictated the tune over there for the Teranga Lions of Senegal, Sadio Mane. So painful, it has been confirmed by Senegal that he won't be going to the World Cup, and he won't be playing rather, even though he's listed among the players. But right now, it has been confirmed fully that Sadio Mane is out.
Okay, I had a conversation with a friend yesterday when the news broke out that Sadio Mane will not be playing. It has been confirmed. I said, Kai, you can see the difference between Nigeria and some other countries. If it happens to be Nigeria, and the way they value and with its contribution in Senegalese team, if it is in this country, the NFF, our NFF, they still want to force him
to play,
to go to the World Cup, to go and waste the slots, just because he wants to mark that attendance that, okay, me too have been at the World Cup. Because this may probably be his last World Cup. In the next 4 years, I don't think the age will still be on his side, he will still have the strength, or maybe they will still not qualify. They will put all those into consideration and said, oh, we must force him to go to the World Cup. But look at them. That is what they call merit. That is what they call how things should be done. And don't be surprised. A lot of people are expecting a Senegalese team to perform because of Sadio Mane's influence. Now that Sadio Mane is not going for the World Cup again, all the other players, those that are going, the responsibility will now be on them that we shouldn't disappoint our country and our fans, and even we shouldn't disappoint Sadio Mane himself that, okay, without you, we're going to win it for you, and they're going to go far. That is it. It's a bad one, but at the same time, I think it's a good one for other people to rise.
Well, so painful that the Teranga Lions will be having their man, Sadio Mane, at the World Cup. Injury right now has actually hampered that particular performance coming from their captain. Hopefully, it will get better. Now, we actually told you yesterday that we'll be unveiling at least another segment on the show where we allow you to answer a question. Out of 4 questions, you pick one. You pick number 1 to 4. You tell us where you are calling from and your name. Then, if you get it right in 5 seconds, If you are good enough to be very smart, to know much about the World Cup, in 5 seconds, you will give us answer. If you get it right, actually you get a reward for that. Now, let's display the number where you can call, and let's see what we can do. At least the World Cup is here, and we are starting today. Yes, call this number, and let's have you pick, tell us your name and where you are calling from, and then you pick it 1 to 4. Out of 1 to 4, you pick 1, and then we read the question to you, you answer. Please, just go straight to the point. Your name, where you are calling from, and also, and when you are calling, please move away from your TV set so that we can hear you well. You understand that? Please move away from your TV set. Let's have it there, 080-7599-2766. Let's talk about the World Cup. It's starting on Sunday, and we have 4 questions here. Pick any number you want from 1 to 4. Okay, we have a caller now. Let's have you. Hello, how are you? Good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Okay, your name and where you are calling from?
My name is Abatunde Adison. I'm calling from Osun State.
From Osun State. Where in Osun?
Elisha, precisely.
Okay, Elisha, Osun State. Let's okay, pick number 1 to 4. Let's see how smart and how intelligent you are about World Cup.
I pick number 4, sir.
Number 4. Okay, listen to this. Who scored the last goal at FIFA 2018 World Cup in Russia? Who scored the last goal at FIFA 2018 World Cup that took place in Russia? We are counting now.
Papi.
You say?
Kylian Papi.
Oh, well, you actually missed that. You missed that. You try your best, but you missed that. Okay, so, well, we want to thank you for calling from Elisha, Osun State, even though I couldn't hear that name well, although we heard that you called from Elisha, Osun State. Thank you very much. You still have 3 more questions to go on the show. Let's look at it this way. You call in, the number on the screen being displayed, when you call the number, and now you pick 1 to 3. Number 4 is gone. Number 4 is gone. You pick 1 to 3, and let's look at how smart you are about the World Cup. Another caller there. Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay, while we are waiting for callers to actually call in concerning the show, let's look at the fact that well, we talked about Sadio Mane not going to the World Cup. Yeah. Let's digress a bit. Let's go to the one that has to do with Israel Adesanya that was defeated by Alex Pereira. Yeah. Right now, a new ranking has been made. UFC, that is Ultimate Fight Championship. Adesanya dropping latest ranking. It used to be number 1. That was the time it was number 1, but right now
number 5.
Okay, it seems that we have a caller right now. Let's quickly take that particular call. Hello, are you there?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Let's have your name, please.
This is Solomon from Benue.
Solomon from where?
Solomon from Benue.
Benue. Okay, that should. Where in Benue? Otukpo. Okay, let's have you, Solomon. Pick question 1 from 3. 1, 2, 3. Pick 1.
2.
Question 2. Okay, listen attentively. How many countries bidded for Qatar 2022 World Cup? How many countries bidded for Qatar 2022 World Cup before it finally went to Qatar? Can you remember?
There are 8.
8 of them. Okay. Actually, you got it wrong. It's actually 5. It's 5. You tried anyway. You were closer, but well, from the way it is, let's quickly, before we move on, we still have 2 more questions on the ground, even though the first caller, the answer to that question is Mario Mandzukic, to at least give you some opportunity to understand who scored the last goal at FIFA 2018 World Cup in Russia. Okay, well, we have a caller now. Let's see, we have 2 more questions to go. As you call in, tell us your name and where you are calling from, particularly the name of the town. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Okay, so let's go back to why we have that number there. You can still call. We still have 2 more questions for you about the World Cup. Okay, please, when you are calling, move away from your TV set so that we can hear you. Just remember that, your name and when. Okay, hello, are you there? Okay, let's run about Israel Adesanya right now. Israel Adesanya right now, he was defeated by...
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Lodo.
Muhammadu.
Muhammad Lodo.
Okay, Lado. Calling from where? From Gombe. Okay, okay. Where in Gombe State?
Gombe local government.
Gombe local government. Good one there. Mohammed Lado, pick out of question 1 and 2. Or rather, question 1 and 3.
No. Number 1.
Number 1. Listen to this. What's the total number of goals? What is the total number of goals scored by Super Eagles since our first appearance at the World Cup in 1994? What a technical question. I'm sure Mohamed Lado is thinking, where is this question coming from? The total number of goals scored by Super Eagles since our first appearance at the World Cup till now. I'm sure Lado has actually run away from that question, even though. Okay, we have another one before we wrap it up. Well, good one there. We have one question to go. Let's listen to our caller there. Hello, are you there? Okay, it seems they are planning how to. This is really very interesting. If you know you are very smart about the World Cup history, we are giving you these posters for at least for you to answer. 4 questions, you pick one. Although question 1 is gone, question 2 is gone, question 4 is gone. We have just 1 question left. Okay, caller, let's meet you. Hello.
Okay, caller.
Move away from your TV set. Okay, it seems, well, we have 1 question left, but before we do that, let's quickly talk about Adesanya. Quickly, right now, Adesanya is no longer number 1 on the list of the ranking right now. If you look at the way he's standing now, let's look at that particular, where we talk about Adesanya dropping latest ranking. Let's look at the ranking right now that UFC just released. When it comes to the list there, Adesanya is standing 5th now in the the list that actually been lined up by UFC. It used to be number 1 there, but right now, because of the fact that he has lost against Alex Pereira, he has dropped down. In fact, Kamaru Usman is ahead of him. Francis Ngannou of Cameroon is also ahead of him. But the young man is saying, well, he's ready to come back.
Yeah, he's ready to come back. He dropped from the first position to 5th position. And one thing about success is it's not about you remaining there forever and ever. It's about other people that wants to overtake you. And the young man should just take it easy on himself. He shouldn't be too hard on himself. It happens to a lot of world stars. We have the likes of Roger Federer also. At one point in time, his career was moving left, right, and center. We have the likes of, even look at what Steve Ronaldo is going through. Look at what Messi is going through also. So you can't remain at the top forever and ever. But your attitude during your trying time determines if you are going to get it or not. Does he have the age on his side? Yes, it does. Does he have the skills? Yes, it does. Does he have the strength? Does he have what it takes to regain that number 1 spot? Yes, it is. But those that are there currently now, they're not going to relinquish that position easily. So it's just for him to work on a strategy and not to be in a hurry. Like we discussed on Tuesday during the show, there shouldn't be in a rush to come back to the field, to fight, to retain it. You should take it slowly.
Time.
It took him how many years to go to the number 1 position? And within 1 year, look at where he is right now. If care is not taken, if he's rushing himself without getting prepared or ready, in the next 1 year again, he will be nosediving. So what he needs to do right now is to take it easy, 1 step at a time. It's not the end of the world. Being number 5 in the world is not that bad also.
Of course, after all, he's still ahead of so many fighters out there when it comes to UFC fight. Well, we just roll out the list there. Once again, good one for Adesanya. Despite the fact that he lost that game, he's standing number 5 right now in the latest ranking, coming from the Ultimate Fight Championship organizers there. And now, one more story before we wrap it up. International friendly resort. We still have one more question if you still want to participate. Hello, are you there? Good morning. Okay, maybe just let's display the phone number there. Before that, question number 3 can still go. Who knows? You get a lucky winner for today. Every Friday, we always do this till the World Cup ends, where if you answer a question out of 4, you get a reward for it. That's a good one coming from, well, we'll be announcing the donor for that later. Well, right now, we have a caller there. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Yes. Tell us where you are calling from, your name.
I'm Fortune calling from Abuja, Oshafa.
You said? Abuja, Ushafa, your name?
Abuja, Oshafa, yeah. Yeah, Fortune.
Okay, Fortune. Okay, the question 1, 2, and 4 is actually gone. Let's take you. That means you have to answer question 3. Listen to this.
Okay.
Who scored Nigerian first goal at the World Cup and against which country? That's 2 in 1. Who scored Nigerian first goal at the World Cup and against which country?
Which of the World Cup?
The first World Cup that Nigeria participated in. Who scored the first goal and against which country?
Rashidi Yekini.
1. The second one?
Against, I can't remember the team.
You can't get it?
I can't remember it.
You can't remember. You actually tried. That's a good one. But out of 2, you only got 1. So still, you didn't get it right. You only got half of it. But, well, to let you know that this will be continuing like this every Friday. We do it. We open the phone line for you to at least contribute. At least let's see how smart you are about the World Cup. We bring you World Cup history, and you answer out of 4 questions. You pick a number. You tell us your name and where you are calling from. Move away from your TV set, and let's always have you for there. If you pass it, at least if you answer it correctly, you get a reward for it. Well, the answer is for the person calling from Abuja. The answer is actually Rashidi Yekini, and we play against Bulgaria. Good one. I'm sure you'll be like, oh, and I wanted to say it. Good one. To also add some spice to the World Cup. It will be getting better each day. At least before we go, let's look at some matches that we actually played. International friendly results quickly. Let's look at the matches that were played yesterday, where Paraguay against Peru ended 2-1. Ghana, Switzerland 2-0 in favor of Ghana. Japan 1-3 there for Canada. You have Union of Russia against Tajikistan 0-0. Jordan 1-1 against Spain. You have, from the way it is, Morocco 3-2 Georgia. You have all these matches coming on. Let's roll it to the second side of international friendly result that was actually also played. All this came up yesterday. 2-2 Luxembourg, Hungary, Norway against Ireland. 2-1. You have South Africa against Mozambique. Israel against Zambia. In that pecking order, Israel defeated Zambia 4-2. North Macedonia against Finland ended 1-1. Montenegro 2-2 against Slovakia. Those are the matches that were played. All of them are trying to fight soon themselves before the World Cup starts. And they are really trying to see how they can better their lot. Not like Super Eagles, who didn't see anything good.
But is it not high time for us to change that name from Super Eagles to something else? Maybe because we call them Super Eagles.
You know, the last time when they didn't perform well, Press started calling them Super Chicken. And a lot of people were like, no, don't call them this name. It will demoralize them. And it was actually reversed. Because now, if you call them Super, I don't know what you want to call them now. But
I don't know, didn't they play yesterday like Super Chicken?
Well, maybe, but that could actually demoralize it, because by the time they pick up the pieces where they drop it now, it will demoralize them. Well, our time is up now. We just have to go. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
My pleasure being here, didn't it?
And for those who call from different places from Nigeria, or even anywhere you call from, want to appreciate you. We'll continue this next Friday concerning the World Cup posters there. I am Adeniyi Ajisafe. Thanks for watching.